instead. Alrighty. So I am off to work. What is it, the 7th of April? And I'm just trying to, world it's really negative right now out there. It's hard to stay positive. And find the more if you seep into the negativity, you just stay negative. And I got a lot of unpleasantries in my life. I got to go back to family court. Like, all kinds of stuff I got to do. And fighting for my kids and just more time with my kids. So there's a lot, obviously, with the world right now at war. The Epstein files. There's just so much negative stuff out there. It's extremely hard to be positive. And I'm out here. I got to go to work. I got to work all day, which I'm blessed to have a great job. So I'm positive about that. I have a fantastic job that I get to go to with really good people who help you try to be the best version of yourself, which is great. But in the same breath, it's very easy to take in all the negative stuff out there. And I don't know, it's just one of those things that you got to sit there and how do you remain positive? How do you go to the positive side? Because there's yin and yang in everything. I'm not trying to say you got to be a silver lining and find the bright side, the glass is half full, half empty sort of thing in every situation, because there's not positivity in some of these things that are happening in this world right now. It's just a matter of how do you maintain focus? How do you become somebody that says, you know what, I'm not going to focus, I'm going to brush the negativity aside, and I'm going to take a deep breath in the darkness. I'm going to try to be something. I'm going to be a light. I'm going to try to lead people out of the negativity into the positivity. How do you go about doing that? Well, I say one breath at a time, I guess, because that's what I'm trying to do. And then there's times when I definitely stumble and fall into negative patterns where sometimes I don't even want to get out of bed, man. But that's also a combination of a couple of years now, just of dealing with situations that are very heavy and not wanting to fight through them. So you got to trying to be positive. It's effort. It's definitely effort. And because there's some trying times right now, obviously. A lot of stuff, especially if you live in the U.S. I mean, the whole world just seems to be madness right now. I mean, so especially you, like I've taken up content creation, being on social media. You're on social media, and oh my good God, if your algorithm is set to politics or anything like that, my gracious, it's hard. It ends up being hard. Like right now, I'm stuck behind a garbage truck and I'm gonna be late for work. So it's like, yeah, how am I gonna find a way to maneuver around this garbage truck? Otherwise, I will be late, and that will just put me into a negative light. But I wait tables for a living, so it's one of those things where I want to be as positive as I can and make sure that anybody who I interact with has a good time and has the best time of their life. But you also take on, if you have negative people, like you take on their energy as well. Energy is very magnetic in the sense of, if you hang around a bunch of negative people, it's hard to not be affected by that. Right? Everybody would rather smile and be happy, be laughing rather than crying, right? We are human, so we should go through all emotions. I'm the crying dad for a reason, man. I get emotional, especially with some of the heavy stuff I go through. When you're going through separation, I had 3 kids, all 3 girls, all on. My eldest is 10, and it's. I used to have a real hard time when I would have to drop them off at their. One of the best things is sitting and seeing your kids sleep, because in the sense that that's when they're most angelic. They're not being crazy, they're not running around, they're just asleep, drooling on their pillow, and you can kiss them good night. And I had a real hard time because they only stay with me every other week. So as a father who should be able to peek his head in on his kids every night of the week, it was real hard. Went through some serious depression with that sort of stuff. And you turn to positive people. You have to, because you have to turn to loved ones and stuff like that. I found one of the best practice that I have to put into place is I want to speak to somebody. I'm blessed in that I have a fairly big family, but I want to speak to, and a lot of good friends, but talk to somebody that loves me every day. Like, soak up as much love as possible. Because, man, love, like I say, love is a superpower in a lot of my stuff, but it really truly is, man. There's nothing that's going to pull you out of a negative funk, like being hugged by someone truly cares about you, or having a conversation with a friend, or that sort of thing. It can pull you out of the funk. And that, like I said, it can be funky. Like, this winter was tough for me. It's been a tough winter. Glad it's over, but now we're in spring and it's kind of dreary. I live in Boston, and right now it's been a couple of days of dreariness, but you got to find a way. I have to find routines to mentally practice positivity, because if you have negative habits, and unbeknownst to yourself, you don't realize it, you're just staying in a state of negativity that's toxic to yourself, and no matter what, that's not what you want. You don't want to be, even if you don't realize it. I mean, that's some of the things. Like, you can be in a situation. To give an example, this is a gambling example, but I had a friend. I used to play poker a lot. I had a friend who was a good card player, but he got into a rout. He got himself into a really bad negative frame of mind, and he always would just say, I can't win, and that's what he kept preaching to himself, and that's what he kept putting in his head. And so what would happen is, situations where he should make a certain move, like folding or something like that, he wasn't even. He had convinced himself that the quote-unquote poker gods were against him. So he was he was giving off such a negative vibration that he couldn't do anything right, and he was bringing it all on himself. And I've been in such a tough financial, tough situational situation that I feel like, for my friends and family, I'm almost just a rain cloud, and I don't want to be that. So I avoid friends and family when I shouldn't be. That's not the thing I should be doing, because no matter how hard life gets, even though you have to run your own race, you got to do it on your own. It does not mean that there aren't people there who will cheer you on and help you through. They can't do the heavy lifting for you. You got to do the heavy lifting. But this is why I do this, in that sense that I want to be a positive person online. I want to make people laugh. I want to bring brightness to people. Although there are going to be times when I really want you to think, and some of the stuff that you got to think about here is some heavy stuff. It helps me. in the end. Because if I can get myself out of my negative frame of mind, like I have to change my daily habits, routines, like, you know what I mean? Like if you don't have to be, like, getting in shape it's not about vanity, but it's about feeling good, about actually feeling healthy. Like feeling healthy is a positive frame of mind. Like you will feel better about yourself. I've gotten into such a habit of comfort eating to try to, I'm like 30 pounds heavier than I want to be. And I know I have to get back in shape. When I sat down and I bent down to tie my shoe, and when I stood back up, I was like, shit, I'm out of breath. I'm like, oh my good God, this is a problem. So now I got to go do stuff like run again. I despise running, but it's healthy. And I've never gotten that runner's high that people talk about.